5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and run VT. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the shotgun overview for Rock, Paper, Shotgun Divisions of Death. As ever, I'm joined by my three knowledgeable colleagues.
If you add more of these,
from
and
I don't know whereabouts in
perhaps one
Germany,
of
all the way from
those,
Germany. We've got Static Noob. Are you there,
then
Static?
even in the tiniest kitchen, there is always room
Core Knight,
for a dishwasher.
Fancier and Gordon resident.
Hello, how are you?
Good, thanks. And finally, Helio, who I think is talking to someone else in the background.
No, not me.
Hasn't been sound off. Are you there as well?
Yes, I'm here.
We've got fantastic. All right, good. So we've got a dream team of announcers here. Someone's not turned their Twitch video stream off here in the background.
You want to make sure it's working, right? You know.
We are nothing if
headphones, mate.
No. I hadn't turned the volume down on the stream first. I'm sorry. It's totally my fault.
Forgive you this time. So yeah, if you enjoyed our other stream, talking about the rest of the leagues in the Divisions of Death, today we're going to cover the Shotgun League. So this is as a reminder to everyone.
Okay, clearly someone else has the stream on because my volume is now off. or is that the feedback in the channel itself playing what you heard earlier?
Oh, do you know what? It's me.
So professional.
Production value.
Yeah.
The two kinds of people in life, and
you don't get that with a Sage, do you? I mean, that was like a glimpse behind the curtain. Do you know what I mean? That's quality. So anyway, we're gonna look at Shotgun now. Finally, this is the
belatedly.
Yeah, this is top division. This one's a round robin. There's only 6 teams, so there's 5 games season. And the winner of this prestigious league is the winner of the overall Divisions of Death.
And gets a fancy colour.
Yeah, get a fancy colour in the Discord, and no cash whatsoever. Although, I don't know, we're thinking of ways to maybe give you a little treat or something. But yeah, we haven't worked it out yet. All right, so without any further ado...
What happened to those trophies?
I've still got a load of them, but I've just been really lazy and not. Once Grim won loads in a row, if you remember, he won like 3 or 4 championships.
Yeah.
I sent him one, obviously. He lives in Malta, so I sent that off. But yeah, when the next person won after him, I just didn't.
Did it arrive?
Yeah.
So wait, you've got a collection of trophies that you bought to send people for the rock paper. How many did you order? Just out of interest.
I think I put a 6-pack and I sent 3 or 4 out.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah. So not insane. I thought you bought 50 or something and you got around sending 10.
He's
filled the bathtub with them and he just gets into it.
Yeah. Drinks out of these little tiny...
So anyway, my children like playing with them, so I can't...
Yeah, okay.
Here, but
you need to buy more. I know
they're really cheap. They can get from Asda, so they're pretty cheap to us. Anyway,
better can get you them cheaper from eBay.
Real gold, the real plastic gold. No illusions.
Maybe I'll start doing that again this season. So yeah, you can win a little.
Well, Green can't win this one unless something really weird happens.
True. This one's not going to Malta, so yeah, okay. All right.
So who lives the furthest of all the possible contenders? Anyway, sorry.
Sure, actually.
I think we've got one in the US.
Yeah, is it Uberhef or someone or got a -4 post time zone?
Yeah, I think. Was it +10? Isn't he Australian? Maybe.
Yeah, something like
that. I thought we had someone with -6.
Yeah, not European. Maybe it's -6. I can't remember. I mean, really quickly, like Belly, I think is European of some description. I think he's Karlstad is in Sweden, so it could be Swedish.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's in Sweden. Don't quote me on it. KG is from the UK. Helio's obviously from the UK. Uber is I don't know, +10 maybe or -6.
No, you're right, +10. Yeah, I'm looking at the
+10. Yeah, so he's Australia, I think. Guma is European, I think.
+1. Yeah.
My
Yeah, and
postal
Fatih
address
was-
though is in Panama with my bank account.
and Batin is also from the UK, I think. So yeah, I remember in the OCC we had a run of like 10 championships that were all in Scandinavia, either from Finland, Norway, or well, not that Finland's in Scandinavia before we write it.
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
that's funny though.
from Norway or Scandinavia.
There is
Yeah.
a word that connects all those.
Norway
They
or
all-
Sweden.
There is a single thing that connects us, like 4 or 5 of those countries, including Finland. I can't remember what it's called. Astroslavic or something is one of those connectives, that groups them.
Who knows? Who indeed cares? Anyway.
Linguists.
Yeah, the Scandinavian countries, or Scandinavians, whatever they are. They do quite well in UK BBL as well.
Yeah, good at Blood Bowl, sort of say.
What are they doing in the UK BBL? Sure, that should be the UK one.
It's more based on language than location. What with the whole
So it's kind of people expectation of speaking English, basically.
Oh, actually, it's more to do with time zones. So you kind of have to be willing to play like what would be considered normal UK times. Yeah.
So if you're American but you just don't sleep, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's like
Okay,
in fact there's 2 or 3 Australians who basically like work night shifts or something, and they're always playing at like 3 in the morning their time.
Vampires or something.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So back to shotgun.
Sorry.
If we there's 3 games and 2 have been played already, so we'll bear those in mind when we talk about the teams. But yeah, if we start with the current defending champions, the Karlstad Cannoneers. So this is Veli's team, human team. Again, quick look at the roster when it comes up.
I mean, and we should say that Veli's probably one of the best coaches in RPS, possibly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's what's his current streak?
28-5-6.
Yeah, 28-5-6, which is amazing. With
28.
Humans
5-6. Yeah.
Humans always get slagged off for being like the jack of all trades but master of none, and like a very average team. But I mean, this team is amazing. When he plays it, it is great to watch, to be honest. So.
And he's got one player with a couple of stat ups, but really there's not very much. There's to double on the ogre for the block and a guard player, but everything else is just out of the box, isn't it? Oh, there's dodge there as well.
He's not just a ballman. He's inflicted 58 casualties.
Oh, what?
Having only suffered 46.
That catcher.
So he's tipping the ball in the amount of injuries the other way as well.
So he's on a 9-game unbeaten run. And here's a quick pop quiz: who beat him last?
Or was it you? Is that why?
It was me.
Has he drawn recently?
Yeah, with me.
He drew against the Cybers Mother Pluckers in September. Yeah, he last lost a game in June. So there we go. So I know we can be a bit slack here sometimes, but yeah, June was the last one he lost, and before that it was even. Should I have this ready before? Before that, he lost in October 2016. So yeah, he's
once a year.
Yeah, once a year. Yeah, he hasn't had his yearly loss yet. So, or his second loss anyway. So yeah. So look at the team really quickly. Again, we've got the guard, block, ogre. There's a killer in there, which is number 5, Carl. He's awful to play against. I hate him. He's got mighty blow, piling on, and tackle and dauntless as well, which is great. And then I think the other major ones are Dulgriet, who's the catcher, who's 9-2-4-8, with block, sidestep, and obviously the 2 stat ups there as well. And yeah, wasn't there another standout player? Has he died or?
Yeah, he had an Agi 4 thrower as well, didn't he? So clearly, and the Agi 4 thrower had a few other levels as well. So he had accuracy and a bunch of other stuff going on. So
I just have a quick question: the AVA on the catchers, is that in the board game too? Is that the standard?
No, they changed it for Cyanide. It used to be 7 for the catchers.
Because the added price to the blitzer on the AUK team and make the catcher AVA.
Yeah.
it just sits wrong with me. To this point, it still feels like you're getting a lot more player than you're paying for.
I think it's good. I mean, they're supposed to be a bit tougher. You can't give them strength because only elven catchers have strength 3. So I think it's good. And like as we said before, humans are typically a really bad team, right? Like that's slightly unfair.
Well, it's a Norse catcher.
They're jack of all trades who are like they're jack of all trades, but that means that basically if a bashy team can bash against them, they lose. If an agi team can agi them, they'll lose. It's
absolutely.
they have to really take control of the game and make it the opposite of what the other team want to do. But yeah.
So I think have you all played against Veli?
I have, yeah.
Stati, have you played him?
I might have played him in Stundy, but
I don't think
normally
he's in Stunty. Is he? But anyway.
I did play him with my old Wood Elves in March of 2016. My non-reroll Wood Elves.
Oh, right. How did that go?
I lost 2-0.
Yeah. So, I mean, a great coach and yeah, fairly well developed team. He's only got 90k in the bank. So, I mean, I guess AV8 can implode sometimes, and if it does, then yeah, he's pretty all over. But as the rest of the teams in the division aren't particularly bashy, then yeah, he should be all right. I mean, there's that Skaven Blitzer we'll come to a bit later on. But has anyone else got the kill stack in the top league this time round?
Not a claw kill stack, no. I think does Kedge have a pretty.
Yeah, I mean, there's always James B. Hurting there, who's from memory mighty blow tackle, but not piling on.
That's probably not even enough in this case, is it? Yeah.
No.
I mean, the only claw is on the only team that can have claw, and that's
the Rats.
Ratted.
I mean, he's well positioned because his team value is only 1680, so he's not going to be giving too much away. I mean, the next team we'll look at in a moment is giving a lot more away.
Not at the moment, it's not.
Well, no, I mean, we'll have a look in a minute, but yeah, I mean, it's a great squad. Any other comments, Static or?
Well, he has 12 fam factor, which is pretty impressive, but
yeah, absolutely
shouldn't surprise anyone at this point.
No.
Yeah, I always think fan factor is a great way of telling how good a team has played. If you look at the fan factor and it's a number above 8 or 9, they're a good. They've played very well. That 12 is pretty crazy, I think.
The maximum possible is 18, is that right?
Yeah, because basically, if you win a game, you roll 3 dice, and you have to roll higher than it for it to increase. So obviously, once you get to 12, you're having to roll a 13, 14, or 15 on 3 dice, which is not easy.
No. I mean, I guess the question is, we've got the Ogre's 1 SPP off leveling, so what would you get the Ogre next? So quick question, Corn Knight, you go first. What would you get the Ogre next?
Stand firm, definitely.
Helio? Lee?
Double dodge, single, don't know. Too many options. Fend.
Right. Okay.
Fend's a double 2. I think what.
Let me just. I think there might be a point to make for break tackle.
Yeah.
But other than that, stand firm is a very solid pick.
Yes. Stand firm's a great pick.
I need to see how he uses the player. Like, if the Ogre's just a lamppost, then break tackle doesn't make any sense. But if he actually wants to move it around a lot, I don't know. I mean, it just depends on how the rest of the team plays. I mean, with that catcher,
he definitely is a bit of a lamppost, or he was. I think with block, he hits with him more. So players, if you leave him alone, then he'll run over to you, and he might even hit you. Might even use the blitz on him. But usually he just stands still and ties people up, right?
Yeah. I mean, break tackle is a good choice. But break tackle loner, I mean, that's not.
Yeah, I'd rather roll the dodge first, or I'd have made the decision when I got the double for block to go for dodge if I wanted someone who could
Yeah.
break tackle. You've got so many
But-
other weapons that you want to blitz with in this team anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, why?
But in the same way, if he gets tied up with a zombie, for example. I mean, I know there's no undead at the moment in this top division. Yeah, it's a waste to have that much TV hitting a zombie each turn. Anyway, all right, great. So let's have a look at the next team, which is the High Moon Falcons by Keji Rooms, their High Elf team. Again, he's a former winner of the Divisions of Death, so again, it's no surprise to see this team here. What was he before? Was he 1900 at the start?
Yeah.
18?
He was definitely a good 150, 200 points above everyone else, and everyone else was around 1680. So he must have lost something in the last game.
And there's the miss next game. Is that an injury or just a miss next game?
He's got an MNG on number 10. But I mean, just look at the stats again: 21 wins, 4 draws, 8 losses, and again, his history's last couple of games were. Let's have a look. Yeah, so it's win, loss, win, 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 draw. That's his last 6. And he's only lost to the Karlstadt Cannoneers, who are the current champions. So yeah, so again a great player, and yeah, lots of wins here. With this roster, let's have a look. So again, we've got quite a few players with quite a lot of SPP. That's why the TV is so high, obviously. Standout players really are. He's got an AG5 blitzer. There's James B. Hurting.
AG5 with diving tackle is a slightly concerning combination, though, isn't it? If you decide to dive on the ground on a team, well, especially if you're facing Helio, he's going to stamp the hell out of your 200k.
The thing about diving tackle is, though, you only use it when you've caused either a reload or turnover, and even then you might not use it. You don't have to use diving tackle just because it's offered.
Yeah, I know, but
so,
I had a game recently where one of my diving tackle players, went for the tackle and they re-rolled it and they got it and then stamped on my head, and
What was it after the diving tackle? When we doing an elf or AG3 that managed to get 6?
It was an AG3 that managed to get 5. Is that right? I think it was a 5. But anyway, yeah.
3 plus 2, it'd be 5.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen Keji use this guy. So he uses it to go next to the ball carrier because AG5 can get virtually anywhere, pretty low. Or he again attaches to the piece you're probably going to blitz with, so to keep him sort of locked tight as well. So he's got dodge and blodge and sidestep as well. So that's super annoying. So often you can't shift him, which is a real pain. So that's kind of how he uses that AG5 guy. But yeah, if you get the chance, basically stamp on his head. He's down.
I wonder where he's going to go when he levels him.
Yeah, he's not far off, is he? I mean, it's they get general and agility access, don't they?
Yeah,
GA. Carpet GA apart from the throwers.
Yeah.
You also get pass.
Sneaky Git is a key choice there. So the other standout player for me really is again number 8, James B. Hurting. I think he'll single-handedly start the bounty system off by himself. Get that. He's got tackle, mighty blow, and his most recent one is pro.
But
he started with mighty blow, and everything's been built on top of that.
Yeah.
And
he's just the blitzer really. So he's a hitter, absolutely.
It is surprising that he's managed to get that far with AV7 and not been stamped to death or something by now.
He has been gang fouled. I've been subject to doing it. It's just
he just won't die.
No.
I mean, he's been a CAS 3 times, one of which is off my tree foul, which is glorious to see. He's been KO'd 10 times, so yeah, I mean he has been hit, but not hard enough. I think is the is the thing there. And I think his Kaz has they've even been just badly hurt. I don't think he's had any MNGs even. So
He's been
great player.
blocked 59 times, and he's blocked people. No, he's successfully blocked 237 times.
Right. Yeah, that tells you everything, doesn't it? Really. So
Wow.
yeah, great team. I mean, again, he's a bit down at the moment because he's got number 10, the lineman. He's 120k's worth of TV because he's got guard as well.
I reckon
He's
someone else.
out.
I reckon someone else died as well
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I think he
someone
had
else is missing up.
a spare. I think he had a spare player before, and he doesn't have a spare player anymore.
Yeah, and the other annoying thing about Els as well, he's got kick. So if he wins the blitz or whatever, he's dangerous with that AG5 because he's straight in to catch the ball and then throw it back or keep going with it. So yeah, great team.
Or even just post it in the far corner if the opponent's not set up for it, and then mark the backfielder who would have been the person to collect the ball, and then they've got to take unfortunate dodges to try and get near the ball.
Any other comments?
Well,
Static again. Let's bring you in. Oh, sorry, Cora. I'll come to you in a second.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything to add really.
It's one of the best high elf teams I've seen, I think, ever.
Yeah. He might be in a bit of trouble if the leader forward dies. Of course, he only has 2 rerolls, but the team has everything it needs to get by on these.
And money in the bank, like an elf team, he's being sensible with it, and he's been able to keep hold of some money. So the odd injury, it will set him back in team value. Then he'll be throwing away like inducements. So
okay,
Yeah.
Corn Knights.
I was going to say, like going back to the kick thing, like all the teams in the top are actually have, fast players, or all have over move 8 players. So the power of kick is kind of diminished. Like if you're playing against orcs or dwarves or someone and you kick it somewhere difficult for them, that's obviously amazing. But when you've got the humans with a move 9 AG5 catcher and all the other elves, rats and lizards and the dark elves, they're dark elves are actually the ones who would find it the hardest, but I don't think they're that prone to kick. I'm not sure that at this selection of teams, I'm not sure that kick is something I would be that excited about, really.
Okay, no, fair enough. And he's played his first game and he beat Axler, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Beat him 2-1.
Yeah.
Was it? So, yeah, I think it was 2-1. Just wait for it to come up.
you built Uberhef.
Uberhef, yeah, sorry, beat him.
Oh, and
but yeah, we'll come to those in a minute and talk about that.
Oh, okay.
In a minute because we've got to discuss about that. But okay, next one is Firelink Hollows. Sorry,
the Firelink horrors.
Horrors, yeah. That's just the skill choice.
Yeah.
So, do you want to talk us through your squad?
I mean, they're not in a good way. We've been down one guard. We're not going to be going. But I mean, she's coming back. I finally got the dump off dream. The dream. I don't know if it's going to get used, but
I guess we shouldn't be publicising the dump off dream because surely,
No, it's completely compliant. Either it's mind games and people don't go for it and try and attack them, or I do attack them and then I do it, so it's fine.
Okay, go on then. Explain your dump off plan with Oswald.
You hand, if situationally, if they're well surrounded and if you're typically an elf, you just hand the ball to the person who's blitzing you. If they catch it, then they hit you, and then you drag them down with the wrestle, and they turn over, and that's the end of their turn. And often the blitz is the first thing people do, and that's why it's situational. If it's a blitz at the end of a turn, it doesn't really matter. Hand the ball to a friend. They've got no one to go and they can't go and chase the people you've handed the ball. If you've got an unmarked friend, within a quick pass, then by all means, go off and score. But with safe throw and sure hands, you've kind of got a lot of choice because the quick pass will be 2+, but part of that 2+ will be retaining the ball.
Well, it won't be 2+ because you'll be in contact with at least one person, right?
Yeah, but then safe throw makes it a 2+ because it can retain the ball.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, only
So no matter how many tackle zones, I only spill the ball on a 1. And that's with pass skill, so a double 1. So delivering the ball is fine. If there's someone not a friend to hand it to, then the blitz is the second choice.
Yeah.
And the flaws, if the blitz is happening at the right end of the turn, and I've not got a friend nearby, I might just throw it to the floor because then their turn will end. They won't be able to get near it. And then they might be able to scoop it up and run off with it. And because it's
I see the most insane thing I've ever heard, or genius. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see it actually happen in
Helio, have you tested it? Does it work in BB2?
I mean, wrestling when you have the ball does turn you over. I've seen that in action.
Yeah, that definitely work. But are you sure you can definitely pass to blitzer?
Oh, you can definitely pass to
any square.
You can pass to your opponent anytime,
right.
And you can definitely dump off to your opponent. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, the pieces have all happened individually. It's just doing it all at once that. I mean, also, I mean, you are relying on a both down after you've thrown it at the blitzer, right? And in fact, the blitzer catching it. The blitzer catching it is probably the problem.
If I'm in a loose screen and it's a 1 die or 1 against, a 2 die in my favour, then it turns into one of the situations where I will hand them the ball. But a lot of the time, I won't be doing it a lot of the time. A lot of the time, I'll just be quietly throwing the ball to a lineman who stood nearby, who is unmarked or only marked by 1 guy, and carrying on.
I just want a highlight show reel of this when it's in action.
I mean, if we ever play each other, I'm totally blitzing your player and seeing if I can get you to throw me the ball.
Yeah. Okay. Any other standouts, Helio? I mean, do we have to mention the frenzy sidestep?
I mean, it's only that I've not got the other one there yet. I went with kick. The dusk. It was gonna be a second frenzy after I got rid of the lineman, but the kicker has been a big tide change for the team. Like I've actually gone with skills for singling people out. I would be getting Mighty Dwell if I got another double. I wouldn't be pulling on the guard at the moment. But just no doubles, no stats have been coming. So
your team is a great example of how guarders get beaten up, though, isn't it? Because literally,
they've carried the team. No, at one point I was sure for a few seasons I was sure I was going to retire the team because people were just getting beaten up, and the guard helped stop that because I didn't have the lineman with dodge. I didn't have a decent number. I started off with no catches. I think you remember.
Yeah.
And I just didn't have the mobility. And the guard gave me a crutch, which carried the team to quite a healthy state. But I might not be winning a lot of games, but they're growing. And the guard is helping keep them safe. Like, I know if you actually, I'm going to look at my own history because I'm not sure what my statistics are. It's 10, 9, 14. It's poor to mediocre. But
that's all right.
I started. I think a significant chunk of that was starting off with having. I think I started off with 1 catcher, lost it, and as having I got 1 catch after a couple of games, it just died, and I got a catcher, it died, and not having catchers. I feel like has ruined this team's early history.
Well, I mean, High Elves are hard to start with anyway, right? They're one of those teams that wants to be higher TV. Straight away, 1,000 TV is not where High Elves are comfortable.
No,
shining. Yeah,
but so hopefully, I mean, I honestly don't feel like I deserve my place in the shotgun. I mean, I think it was promoted on a second. It was kind of like one of those.
You were probably second. It was Hef who was.
Yeah, I mean, but promoted on a second, like that's even on the old format, I was being like promoted on seconds and promoted on people above me retired. It kind of like never getting the good run,
right.
and but facing a lot of team value above what they were equipped for as well. Yeah. So I've had a lot of inducements over the years, but the inducements are going now. The team's getting to the the 1.5k and finally sort of starting to look like a real team. But I need to sack some of these injuries. Yeah. And it's just a matter of when and who.
So, Static, have you got any questions for our residents? I had a good name for you earlier, Helio. I looked it up in the dictionary and everything. Contrarian, there we go.
I think you say crazy person.
Well, he's crazy. So Static, any questions to the coach of this team?
How did you even come up with the Dumbo idea?
Question.
Playing as vampires, I had a vampire with dump off.
Okay, stop right here. No vampire discussion.
Oh yeah,
That's what it started. I had a vampire with dump off.
yeah.
Okay, and he did stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had a vampire team, Helio. Come on, let's hear the sorry tale.
No, it was a vampire with dump off, and there was a situations where it got intercepted. I was passing past a blitzer. It was in BB1, got intercepted, then wrestled them down, and it caused a turnover. So I wasn't even passing to them. I was throwing it past them to someone else, probably a Thrall, and then it ended their turn, and it's just like, oh, I could do that on purpose, and not have to rely on him rolling a 6.
I just imagine a big light bulb going off.
Yeah.
And you're thinking,
Well, I spent a while trying to figure out how to, because I'm waiting for a double on a mummy for a few seasons because to give it safer. And the reason was, if it was marked by 4 players, which is an easy thing for mummy to achieve, and it got a touchback, it could throw on a 2+, because every 2, 3, 4, and 5, he kept the ball, and on a 6, he would deliver it accurately to the target. But I never actually got to implement it because no doubles came.
If you watch the feed later for that, when you're talking, then I'll just my hands.
To be fair, I've been watching, and you've had your head and hands up more than once so far.
We've had this one before, and yeah.
But a mummy doing a long bomb.
Yeah, well, fair enough. It's a 6, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's all you need.
that's all you need.
No, but if it's a 2, or 3, or 4, or 5, you've still got a ball on a strength 5 player.
Well,
Who had
whatever
block at the time. I was waiting for a second double.
whatever we think or say, you're in the champs.
Science.
All right. Lizards next. So Skeggs, Uberhef.
Not Axler, as you so racistly assumed.
No.
all these lizards.
Is in rock. So yeah, these poor lizards they've been beaten up quite badly by high elves.
Yeah, the high elves have niggled the strength 5 Saurus, which obviously you can tell.
I'm very glad to see that.
Yeah, you can tell from my voice. I'm so sad about that.
Yeah,
because I got the next.
Let's just talk about the stats first of all. So it's 8. He's on 866, which is again pretty average.
But I mean, quite young as well. It should be said. Like
yeah, I mean they're pretty new. But I mean he had a good run with his team last season in shotgun. So he drew 1 and then 1-3, and that's what got him into the playoff place.
Mm-hmm.
And again, he went up on I think touchdown scored, or it could be on TD. I think it was on touchdown difference, actually goal difference, touchdown difference. That picked. I think it was Sparho's Chaos team. Actually, he just picked into the champs. So yeah, well played. But yeah, so looking at the squad, I mean, again, we have got some sort of standout players there. We've got number 4, strength 5,
who's now niggled.
and now niggled, and a block crocs as well, which is always good to see. And I mean, for my money, the Crocs is the best big guy.
Yeah, he's definitely the most like the one big guy you would never miss off a team, right? Of lizards.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, if you're talking strictly real teams and you're not including the trees on the fling team, or
No,
I suppose
we are including those. And
yeah, I mean, I don't think I'd ever not take the trees on a fling team though.
No, true.
Hmm.
But would you rather play? I don't know where this question's going. Would you rather play
mummies on an undead team?
Guy, or
You would never not take them.
Trees.
Yeah, okay, we're finding lots of examples.
Flash columns.
I don't know if they're big guys.
What's that, Static? What did you
Ogres
say?
on an ogre team.
Fleck.
Yeah.
Head in hands again. Right, let's get back to the team.
I'm just saying, if you're going to say silly things and give examples of essential big players, then there's a few.
Was that word
Goblin team?
contrarian? Was that the word that you used?
I'm going to say one thing.
Contrarian,
This team is in development hell. The Sauruses don't have block, and there's a skink here with full agility skills.
I mean, yeah, this is a
Leap. It chose leap.
this is an example of why you're supposed to fire skinks every so often or let them die. The like minus Agi guy who looks like he's being just held for leader.
Yeah.
But,
And
you
there's
know,
a sure hands guy who's out for now. I think he's just missed next game.
yeah.
Uberhef, we love you, we love your team, but yeah, we need to get trim in. Absolutely.
But after my game, I'm happy for them to stay for this next game. But after that, maybe trim them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that 140k of diving catch, diving tackle, leap, sidestep,
Yeah, number
skink
7.
is really worthwhile.
No.
And the agility 2 skink, maybe he could go too, because leader's nice.
But you've got 3 rerolls anyway.
Mm.
I would keep the leader skink. I can
But just for
see
now.
I can see arguments about him. Like he's a cheap reroll when you've got players, you know, when rerolls are kind of expensive. But I'd get rid of a reroll, and I'd get rid of that 140k skink and replace him with 2 other skinks for the same amount of money.
Well, he's not got the money for that.
Yeah.
I mean, he is at 13 men,
Yeah,
and with 2 down, that's a bare team. There's no,
And he's got no
no
cash,
bench.
Yeah.
so he can't really afford to sack at the moment.
This
but
is part
as
of
soon as-
why I'm so excited for the team.
As soon as he does, then I would absolutely suggest that number 7 needs to go. I think, absolutely.
There's some argument to be made that a journeyman is better than that.
Yeah, because you get. Oh yeah. So basically, fire him. You get 70 TV less, and that is the lowest. Oh, like with the strength Strengthsaurus out, that's the lowest
drop
TV
80.
team. Drop another 70. 1460.
You drop 80 though, because the base is 60 and he's 140.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I think it was 70 at one point in a previous version of the rules.
Or I'm just mental. It's fine. It's too many numbers.
Static. Do you agree? Would you fire number
Yeah,
7?
I've probably yes. There's a bunch of bloat on this team. There's probably some discussion about which, like what exactly you want to get rid of.
I mean,
Yeah,
we haven't. We might have forgotten the ultimate in bloat that we noticed last time. The cheerleaders and the coach assistants.
Yeah, keep forgetting to look. So the cheerleaders and the coach assistants.
Because no one ever picks them. So why do you need to look there when you're doing a roundup? But
yeah.
But despite all my criticism, he's 866. That is it's a balanced run. He's doing well. You know.
And Connor, you haven't done your sponsored by announcer voice thing. I thought you were.
Oh wow! So you actually got one.
Practicing.
Yeah, circle.
Okay, well I'm gonna go back though first. Wait.
Oh, he's got the squig sandwich kiosk, which gets rid of throw a rock and get the ref, which to me is the most offensive upgrade.
Yeah,
it stops bad things happening to your team.
Yeah.
Because none of the other upgrades really have that impact. The weather one that can stop teams which are inflexible from having the sweat out and the fumbling.
I would actually be inclined to get rid of the weather one because both the snow GFI problem and the rain pickup problem is a real issue for lizards, I think. Although they do have sure hands, so it's not that bad. Okay, I'm ready.
It's not that bad. Okay.
Skeg, sponsored by Circle of Happy Serenity. Is that right? Do I have to do any more than that?
Yeah,
no, that was fine.
Yeah, 7 out of 10.
It's a bit late,
Collect your free sandwich from the kiosk.
Yeah.
All right, brilliant. So Skeggs lost his first game, and yeah, I think that's important when we come to the team roundup at the end. But yeah, he lost the first one and got badly beaten up because of it as well. Okay, next is it the best rat team we've seen? It is. It's Skuma's Rat Spoo team.
No, it's not. They're not as good as mine. What?
Yeah, they are.
Too many of them.
Yeah, exactly. They're a pretty amazing rat team, it must be said.
So again, looking at their stats, 19-5, and their history, they're coming. have a look. So it's a win, draw, loss, and a win. So yeah, they were third last season. I know that because they picked me to stay in the division. But yeah, so not a bad running towards the end there. And again, if we look at the team, I mean, it's a team of two halves. To get maximum amount of cliches into today's talk. So he's got the positionals. They're pretty well skilled. They're really good, and then the linos are just bare. So I think we had discussion last time, didn't we, about whether these are just sacks every time unless they get a double, I guess.
He's got bang.
Yeah, he has got bang. So I would, yeah.
But I mean, he's either been impressively lucky to avoid having any SPP on them at all, or he's been replacing them. Surely,
Yeah.
Or feeding them into the meat grinder.
Well, they've just died. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it's not unusual, is it?
No.
One of them's only had one match. The second from bottom, Rasputin, and in fact, the bottom one whose name I can't pronounce, Rastignac.
Yeah.
Yeah. 11 and 13 are both newbies.
Yeah. I had a quick look at 8, 9, and 10. They've only like maximum of 5 games played. So yeah, they've either died or been replaced. Absolutely.
I mean, he's got his Beast Man. He's got his War Dancer. So he's kind of like he's got his movement 10 sidesteps, diving tackle, which probably would have been. I mean, I kind of feel like sprint was the
the movement was the last. Yeah.
Yes.
He was going to be a blodge sidestep, annoying, diving tackle person, and then he got movement. So and he's one SPP away from either sprint or sure feet. Which did you get first, sprint or sure feet?
It's movement 10, so I'll probably get sure feet.
He's got the mighty blow guard brawler with grab, and then he's got the killer. And so he's fulfilled so many different roles from almost different teams because of it. The strength 3 on the gutters is just going to make such a difference. And the strip ball war dancer leaping in with agility 5.
Except with wrestle instead of block.
I mean,
even better.
The only thing safe from the that would be if you dump off the ball.
He's your perfect dump off recipient, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean,
because basically he's got the agility to actually catch it even when he's in contact.
And the thing is, I have sure hands on the same piece as dump off, so even if the pass doesn't look good, I can still just hold onto the ball and see what happens.
Yeah, but I'd assume you'd be going for the wrestle tackle piece against you anyway, as you got sure hands.
I mean, I think the flaw with your plan, Helio, for table would be that you can just refuse to catch the ball, can't you? I think.
No,
you can't. No. If the ball lands,
you've got to try and catch it if you can.
If the ball lands on your square, you have to catch it, right? That's what you can't choose to not catch things. Have you never had the ball bounce out and like on the blitzer, and you really don't want the blitz to catch it, but he catches it?
Oh yeah, of course, loads of times.
Yeah, it's exactly the same as that, except it's being thrown by the elf at him.
No, I understand the principle. I just thought
he can refuse to reload. He can refuse to use pro. He can refuse to use catch. But you can't refuse to not end up the ball.
Okay. So you got it. But you could, if you had a catch, for example, you could not use the catch skill if you didn't want that guy to.
I mean, I wouldn't deliver the ball to a strength 3 player. I deliver it to one of the, if it was a strength 2 blitzer who was going for 1 die or a 2 against. Then that would be who would deliver the ball to.
Well, but he'd be going for the strength 3 player would be going for a 1 dice, wouldn't he?
He'd be stripping, surely, wouldn't he?
Well, I mean, with sure hands, he probably wouldn't use him. He'd probably use
the horns. Yeah.
And then get 2 die.
Anyway, rewind. Corner had a great question. So, sure feet or sprint for number 4? Helio.
I don't like either of those skills.
But for a movement 10, you want to be able to do a 1-turn touchdown with no effort, and normally I'd say I'd agree with you, Ethel, that it would be sure feet first, but his next level is level 6, so that's like another 100 points before he gets to to actually be a natural one turner and be able to move 13. So because of that, I'd go for sprint in this case.
Okay.
Because without that, you actually have to push him.
Static. What do you think?
I think this team has a disgusting amount of doubles and setups.
That is true.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, yeah.
So what you're saying is he should probably just be rolling 6/6 and taking strength.
Yeah. I think I'd even
What I'm
not
saying is,
take
I
strength.
hope we all die a messy death.
That's valid. I think that's what we all hope for. Dead rats, but yeah. So yeah, I mean, great side. I mean, it's got everything: killer, one turner, although with a bit of help. But yeah, fantastic.
I also like the fact he's moved one of his linemen into position 13, like
Well, obviously,
yeah.
Obviously, you want 13, don't you?
Yeah.
The two numbers you always want filled are number 11 and number 13. You don't want to take any chances, do you?
No.
Absolutely. All right. Last
I have
team.
no comprehension of that.
Oh, okay. So 13 is the rat special number. It's the horn rat special number, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Helio, this is disgraceful. You don't know this. 11, of course, is Nuffle's holy number, isn't it? Snake Eyes.
Because that's why. It's also why we have 11 players on a team.
Yeah.
No, I've forgotten the law.
Sad Ethereddy's sad face.
So thankfully we have it on camera. We can record it for posterity.
Yeah. You knew both of those, didn't you?
Someone's just made a lot of money.
I only caught half of that.
Sorry, so I was going to say, Static, you knew both of those, didn't you? 11 and 13.
I feel like I'm.
He's too tired, maybe.
You mean because they are
the thematics,
folklore tales?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not sure if I'm. I thought it was Rumpelstiltskin for 13, but I don't think that's intended. So no, I only know 11.
Yeah. So 11 is Nuffle's holy number, and 13 is the Horn Rat's holy number. So that's why I guess he's got.
In fact, a long time ago, each of the gods in the old world of whatever had their numbers. So like Nurgle is 3. So I always try and make sure that all my positionals on the Nurgle team start with 3 Pestigors, 3 Bloat, whatever they're called now, and 3 Rotters.
Yeah.
But then I've got a player short. Wait, that doesn't work. Anyway, I think Khorne is 8 for some reason.
Yeah.
This is so much better than talking about vampire strategy.
Okay, we're on the last team. Come on, let's go. We can do this.
Right, so
it's only been 3 hours.
So Fatin's Dark Elf team, he's a flawless victor from last season. He won all 5 games in Rock. None of those were admins, I don't think, against the AI. I'm just checking his history now. So yeah, no, they're all against actual human beings. So yeah, that's pretty
very
good.
New team. It's a very, very new team.
Yeah, it's really new. He's only on 8-3-4 at the moment. So yeah, new coach to Division of Death, more or less instantaneous promotion. So he's doing well. If we look at the team again, you can see it's a not that well developed Dark Elf team.
Oh, but I knew there was another team that had a killer in it, and there you go. It's Sergio Batista.
Just a great player in real life, great player this team as well. So yeah, he's got mighty blow, tackle, and piling on, which is fab. Probably get jump up next, I would imagine, 51, because that's the normal access. One witch is a rookie. We've got another witch with block and sidestep, and then we've got a strength 4 blitzer as well, with guard. So it's a double and a stat up straight away. So that's pretty good. Guard on a strength 4. Yeah, I mean he's not going to be moving too much, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. But it's your first roll, so yeah, you're gonna go, and you're never going to say no to strength 4 on
Well, you think guard on a strength 4 is a bad combination?
Well, I think guard on a strength 3 would be better because with strength 4 you don't. Yeah, you
Oh,
don't
it's the
want your guy in there not hitting. Do you know what I mean? So
it's the contact thing. But if you've got a strength 4 guard player, it means it's even harder for him to be like
no, I mean, yeah,
pushed out of the way by either random one dies or another guard punching him out of the
true.
way.
Once he gets sidestep and dodge, he's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or if he gets another double, get stand firm, it'd be
Yeah,
right pain in the butt.
everyone hate him. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Can I
But
just
yeah, I
quickly
mean-
just look at the Witch Elf stats? Okay, this Witch Elf has
Okay.
played only one game. That was the last game, the day one against me. And if you go to the second page, you'll see he's had 4 injuries. I was working Witch Elf, right?
How'd you get
I
4 injuries? What?
fouls.
that just means armor breaks.
Yeah, I've had
in-
4 armor breaks
Ah.
against it. I was fouling it. I
bolts
was blitzing it with tackle. I was getting triple dice against it. Nothing.
You
best
were
of nothing.
working that poor lady.
Yes.
So yeah, so fairly undeveloped team, but beat Helio's much more developed. Although, albeit
Well, you're
um,
saying fairly undeveloped, but they are at 1.6k.
Yeah.
well,
And that's with one player out. I mean, it's
yeah, that's Dark Elves all over there, isn't it? So they spiral so quickly.
Spiraling
I mean,
upwards.
yeah, they're I mean, they're amazing players. They are great, but I think with 4 blitzers who are also elves, once they start getting a couple of skills, then yeah, they're worth hundreds of TV. So I mean, even the weakest one there, which is number 6, Daniel. I mean, he's only got 17 SPP. He's 140k's worth of TV already. So that's only with 2 skills. So it's it goes really quickly up. But they do keep going unless they die. They just keep on getting better.
he has he sustained 1 death in his career of 15 games. Compare that to in my 35 games, I've sustained 8. So, and he's inflicted 3 deaths. So yeah, he's just got. He's been very successful at keeping them safe.
I wonder if having that killer really kind of helps you get the numbers advantage early, and then that keeps your players safer.
The strength 4 guy ties up a lot of boots as well. Like if he's near the ball, whether you're holding it or not, it becomes you have to sort of start to congeal around him to either keep the ball safe or to push him back, and that kicks you in a locked formation where Sergio can do the surgical stuff and take you apart.
Absolutely. I mean, what's nice about guard on elves is it's their AG4 guard, so that guard can literally go anywhere. I'm just a 2+, so yeah, very hard to play against. I predict that even if this team doesn't win this time round, if Fatin stays in the league, yeah, I think he'll be a winner at some point because this team's got what it needs to get really good. So he's got a natural killer straight away. He's got strength 4, and he's just waiting for an AG5 player really.
Right, any team with a natural killer surrounded by elves is gonna do well basically.
Is there any point in him ever getting a runner, or is it pointless?
Runners are a bit of a chink in the armor, aren't they? Like if I see a runner on the opposite side, I instantly attack him. Like he's AV7, he starts with no defensive skills. It's just I don't care if he's got the ball or not. I want to kill him as it's like a one player advantage, right?
No point with the assassin either.
Say that again.
Again, no point with the assassin either.
No, the assassin's the opposite of a chink in the armor. He's an actual gaping hole of wrongness. Yeah. Yeah, no assassin.
Yeah.
Like the runner, I can understand people taking the runner, but I would try and kill the runner. But the assassin is just a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the runner at least is movement 7. So that's pretty maneuverable. But the assassin's movement 6. So basically, you're paying a bit extra for like a lineman, really.
A lineman with less armor.
Yeah. So and a shit skill that never works.
Well,
so.
2 shit skills that never work.
Yeah, shadowing.
Shadowing's really good on fast players. Let's put it on someone who's movement 6.
Yeah.
Heck, movement 10. If one of the gutter runners,
What do you think of Hawkon as a star? Is he's the assassin star player, isn't he?
Oh, but okay. That's different because he's got
He's got- I mean, he's
multiple
got
block.
Yeah,
Multiple.
you can get 2 stabs in.
Yeah.
worth taking.
Well, you've also got the thing of like with a star player, you know who you're facing when you're picking him. So you know if you're facing an AV7 heavy team and you've got that amount of inducements, you know that Hawkon's going to get a couple of juicy stabs in on the line.
He's not a secret weapon. He's still got decent stat line. I can't remember if he's strength 3 or 4.
He's only strength 3, I think.
But you get those stabs in, and then
Hey, he's actually movement 7 though, isn't he? So he's actually faster as well. He's not just movement 6.
I still take Edril.
Oh yeah, there is that thing of like how much is Hawkon anyway. Let me just check.
Because with the hypnosis on an elf team, you can make holes and you can just walk through and get the 2+ reload dodges through them.
He does have leap too, which I'm not sure you'd ever use on a loner.
Not on a loner.
But he costs 210. So yeah, compared to Edril, I'd rather have Edril. Edril's basically got the same stats, right? It's just in terms of 7, 3, 4, 7.
But Edril gets you that second blitz, he effectively, where he moves in, makes a hole, and then you blitz through the hole, and you're hitting the ball carrier, even in his cage. And probably maybe not even having to dodge to get to the ball carrier.
Any other comments, Static, on the Witch Elves?
No, not really. It's again a team that's really well built, and it's clear, or it's reasonable that they are all in shotgun.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I do agree with you though that this team could get better. It needs a bit another couple of skills. So it's got some diving tackle, that kind of thing. But it's good, isn't it?
So F is 2 up and 2 down, right?
3.
3 up.
Yeah, 3 stay up and 3 go down.
And that's going to be the new format with the playoffs.
Yeah, that's always been the format. So from Rock, the winner of each division of Rock will go straight up.
Yeah, just because with Rock being split, I was wondering.
Yeah, so if you imagine you've got two parallel leagues, so the number 1 of each of those, Rock A and Rock 1 and Rock 2, they'll go up automatically. So that's 2 up, and then the next in each league, whoever finishes 2nd and 3rd of each league will then play each other in a 2-round knockout cup, and whoever wins that one overall will go up as well.
Well, that would be 4. So also 4 of the 4 teams go up into a playoff.
Yeah, so 4 teams go up into a playoff, and whoever wins that playoff goes up.
With the leader of the 2 divisions.
Yeah.
So if you like the
championship. But how do you decide where the team going down goes? So anyway, this is important. Sorry.
That's an issue for another time.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It's fine.
Yeah, against this lineup, I mean, I'm going to make my predictions now.
Okay.
Skeggs his team is in a really unfortunate place at the moment, and I can see he and I being at the bottom together. But between the remaining 4 teams, the Rasputins just have so much that no one else can equate to. The Cannoneers, I can see them being safe in this division for the season, partly because me and Skeggs are filling the bottom 2. But even so, someone's getting demoted who didn't deserve it because of their team being a good place, and I think that might fall to Fatten, just because his team is not quite baked. So I think the 3 to go down, myself, Skeggs, and Fatten, Guma to win, and Koss and Veli and Keji to sort of hang around at the top.
Okay. Good. Static, you go next.
I agree. I don't really see anything stopping the Reds from just doing 1 or 2 turners after one or 2 turners.
Yeah.
Maybe if a lot of Lion Reds die, the actual like red players will be in the danger, but they also got so many skills to be a competent five-man team even without the line reds. I just don't see it happening that they all die a messy death.
I mean, they're
Um,
facing the most dangerous opponent in day one, and that means they've got plenty of time to recover and handle the journeyman for the few games, and then get the money and buy the lineman back. Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Any predictions for number 2 and number 3 static, or was it too close?
I think the Karlstadt Cannoneers have a very good shot at being seconds. I
Yeah.
could even see them getting the win if the Reds somehow trip up. And I think third is probably going to be the High Elves, unless Filing Hollows gets off their combo.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you'd even consider it if the
If you had a rethink, Helio.
well,
yeah.
I'm gonna be stacking players. The only thing I'm holding on for is the approaching level ups, on the Blitzer, and I think I was gonna hang on to the line regardless. But if I'm gonna be stacking people. But now the injuries have come in, so
Okay. And Cool Knight.
Okay, well, I think if Skeggs fired a couple of skinks, he could do a lot better. But he's probably going to be one of the bottom 3, I'm afraid. And I do think Helio's probably going to be one of those other 3 as well.
if Skeggs stacked the bad players, all bets would be off for Skeggs. It's just as it is. There's just so much pointless, worthless bloat. He'd be better off with journeyman for half of the skinks.
You'd be better off with a wizard each game, definitely.
Yeah, he would. But I've got to say that I don't think he's as good a coach as at least Kedge and Veli are, and Fatin. Actually, those 3 basically are the best 3 coaches in this division. And for that reason, I'm going to say that I think Kedge is going to win this year. And I think
Have you watched Uberhef play? Or just based off his record?
I think I've watched a bit of him play.
A novice record can be very deceptive.
Yeah, true. But if you look at his the games, like he got beaten by the High Moon Falcons. Everyone else, like they're like the last kind of, I don't know, he hasn't got any impressive wins against hard teams, right? Ethelred's beat him twice in a row.
He must be terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but I just mean it's a novice team. It's grown from a novice team to a warped and bloated team.
But lizards work really well to start with. That's But anyway, I do think that Kedge, Veli, and Fatin are the 3 best coaches, and they've got the 3 best teams as well. I think. Oh, sorry. So Guma actually has a very good team, but I think that those 3 in that order, Kedge, Veli, and Fatin, will be the top of the league. I think Guma's team is like a lot of rat teams. They're really dangerous and they can win any game, but they can also lose any game when you get a couple of bad injuries and a couple of your good players get cased early on. And I think that's what they've fallen prone to before as well. They've lost a few odd, like they've got a really good record, 19-5. They keep losing important games at the wrong time, or drawing at the wrong time, and I think that holds them back. So they'll be 4th.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with a lot that's been said already. I'm gonna go wild card. I'm gonna go with Fatin to win. Just for no reason that is different to what everyone else has said. So Fatin to win, I think. I think the question for me is whether the Rats are going to stay up or not. They're going to go down, and I think that all depends on the first game. So if they win the first game, I think they'll stay up. If they lose against the Karlstadt Cannoneers, I think they'll be 4th. So again, I agree with Core Knight and Static in that Veli and Kedge will probably be 2 or 3, and certainly Veli, Kedge, and Fatim will be top 3, unless, as I say, Guma wins his first game, in which case he'll be third instead of Veli.
If Guma starts taking injuries on no 6, the team's going to evaporate.
I actually think so. I think Guma's claw is going to really affect the order, but it's going to affect the order of the other teams. He's still going to lose games randomly because his players die, and you kind of have to win every game, or at least not lose any, essentially.
Yeah, not lose. Yeah, exactly.
And when you've got 5 rats on the pitch, it's really hard to not lose.
And it's hard to keep them safe.
Yeah.
And if a few of those get gang fouled or just held or surfed,
I think the other thing to say as well, with the schedule being what it is, I mean, I'm not going to go into detail what the schedule is now, but with 2 games being won already, I mean, it means really that you've got to go for the win every time now. You can't draw, because
with no draws.
If there was 2 draws or a draw, then it opens it up a lot. With 2 wins already, then you really are chasing. So it's essential now to win every game. I mean, it's always essential to win every game, of course, but if there are 2 draws up already, then that'd be a completely different story. As there's 2 wins, they're the people absolutely you've got to keep up with each week.
I think week 2's game between the Cannoneers and the Falcons will decide who's going to win the league. That's my prediction. So in week 2, Veli and Kedge play each other.
Yeah. And
whoever wins that is gonna win the league. If it's a draw, it's going to be someone else.
All right. Good prediction. Okay. Any other words, Static?
I just don't think that the reds are that easy to take out. You'll have to catch them first before you can gang foul them. And meanwhile, you will be facing Claw Pomba.
Yeah.
Another killer Stormvermin with tackle and guard.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I guess the lead gutter runner is suspectable to get a gang fouled.
Yeah, but I mean, it all comes down to injury dice. I mean, it does for a lot of teams, but especially for Blues, I think. With those, if those liners can last, then he's going to win the game. But if they don't last, then if they all go, and if 3 of them go on the first turn, then he's going to really struggle.
Yeah,
really struggle.
And his first game's against the Cannoneers as well, which is 3 mighty blow, 4 or 5 tackle. Loads of guard. They're gonna choose to receive just so that they can kill as many rats in the first turn as possible. Yeah, and then there's a certain point when you've only got 5 linemen, line rats. I mean, sorry. You can't protect all your players. You can only protect. You need 6. You've got to show 6 players whatever your setup is, right? So someone's getting hit. Yeah, you'd leave the guard storm vermin visible, but
and if Veli makes a hole, then I'm a bottom feeder. I'm the second match. If these miss next game players on those 5, he's not going to have the money to or the ability to make these guys. Even if he buys them back, even if he loses 2 gutters and buys them back, they're going to be novice gutters, and they're not going to have the. He can still win the game, but I still think that as soon as he gets 2 touchdowns ahead of me, after getting beaten up, I'm just going to start gang fouling because I can't win. So all that's left is to take his team apart. That's my route to even stay up, is to ruin his team if he's already beat me.
Yeah,
and it's fun.
Yeah, it's completely valid play, but I mean, he has got a claw pommer, so
that's the first one I hit. That's all that means.
Well, and Helio will have a bribe, right? Because their TV difference is about 100. So that's the other thing. Guma is now, since Kedge's team got a bit injured, is now the highest TV team.
By 10.
Not very much against Kedge, not very much against Veli, but against you and Uberhef and Fatin, he's going to be facing either a bribe or something, you know.
Wizard,
Yeah,
definitely.
I buy a wizard.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, exactly. You know, and then you get to fireball some rats, or lightning strike one.
No, never. Always always a fireball. And never before a lightning bolt.
I mean, like the fireball's better if you have more than 2 or 3 people, but it's too random. You know, a 1 in 6 failure is, you know, sometimes feels a bit safer than 3 50/50s.
I mean, I tend to stick for 4, but with rats, I suppose I'll go for 3. But again, I just leaving it on a 2+. It doesn't suit me. So I end up holding on to the fireball. You know, they ended up holding on to the fireball for too long sometimes.
Yeah, but the coaches have to deal with that. You know, so the good coaches at this level will not allow you to get a fireball on 4 people at once. You know,
Not unless it's at the end of my turn.
It will be yeah. So you push people together to fireball them, which, you know, is often a bit of a waste, though, isn't it? That's practically a you know, what's the word? An attrition fireball, isn't it?
Yeah. But I'm saying that he's going to beat me. But if I ruin his team after he's already lost to the Valley, and then it's like it's the race to, you know, be in the 4th place, be in 3rd place.
Race for 3rd.
Yeah.
Actually, it is interesting that, you know, 3rd place is so important when everyone else gets relegated. You know.
Key position. All right, guys. Well, thanks for your comments and thoughts. Let's draw it to a close now. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, good luck to everyone in
It's meant to be
Shotgun.
half an hour.
Yeah, good. I don't know how it's been. Good luck to everyone in Shotgun, and yeah, we'll try and do a match day 4 summary as well, just so we can see where we are. But yeah, I mean, timetables, isn't it? Absolutely. So we might not get it done, but yeah, we'll try.
It'll probably be like this, where we get it done around match day 6 or 7.
Yeah, yeah, match day 10. So yeah, absolutely. All right, I'm gonna turn it off now. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting if you have, and yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.
Cheers, bye.